What's good with y'all boys, man? I'm back with another video, and today we finna be covering some One Piece. We finna be talking about the one and only bum, the sorriest nigga of this entire show, that boy useless Captain Mid, and the time he got cooked by one of the most glazed pirates in all of One Piece, red-haired Shanks. Now I'm gonna be doing two of my favorite things in this video, and that's one, hate watching, and the second thing is pushing the agenda, because I have to keep pushing the agenda that this nigga useless Captain Mid is one of the sorriest niggas in the entire verse. And before we even get started, do not confuse my kid slander with Shanks glaze. I know it's gonna seem like I'm glazing Shanks in this video. Yes, I know Shanks is tough, but I'm a Mihawk guy personally, alright? Plus, I won't even hold you. The Shanks glaze be getting a little too out of hand sometimes. I really pray that Blackbeard packs this nigga up before the series ends one day. So we see useless Captain Mid pulling up to Elbaf with the rest of his crew, and he immediately tells them boys that the target is red-haired Shanks. And then bro starts giving his crew a whole motivational speech about how the kid pirates can ride any wave and move forward. Like, I don't know who Captain Kidd thought he was. He must have thought he was Erwin or some shit. But his crew was definitely eating up that bullshit ass speech he just gave, because they over here talking about, yeah, we just move on and be one emperor after another. Like, first off, y'all didn't even help fight no emperor. Y'all was off doing random shit off screen. I don't even know what y'all niggas was doing during Wano. I don't even know y'all niggas names. Second off, yo captain didn't even really beat Big Mom, so do not let him hype y'all head up that y'all is walking around taking down emperors. One of the things I cannot stand when I'm watching shows is fraudulent ass niggas, alright? And Kid is a fucking fraud. The equivalent of him walking around acting like he really beat Big Mom is the same thing as Brian Scalabrine acting like he really put in work and telling his kids he won Finals MVP when he only played 2 minutes and didn't do shit in the game. That's exactly what Kid is doing. And then you got this other dude talking about he's so hyped that his hands are shaking. Like, we already know anytime somebody says that, that's a telltale sign that they are a fake ass demon. And what do you know? The older foreshadowing was right, because we see later on in this episode, bro's hands was definitely shaking, but not because of excitement. It was because of fear. We hear a voice start telling Kid and his crew that they need to get off of Elbaf territory or else they're gonna die, because this is the chief's territory. And we all know that they talking about that boy Shanks, but it's not Shanks or his crew telling Kid this. It's a whole bunch of random ass fodder lackeys from Shanks's grand fleet. And this shit got Kid mad as hell. And I ain't even gonna lie, this shit would have pissed me off too, because I'll be damned if I pull up in this territory looking for the boss and yo lackeys come up to me telling me that I'm finna die. Like, hell nah, bro. I either want the main crew talking shit to me or the boss himself, but I'ma keep it a buck. I don't even know why Kid's sitting here acting like these niggas ain't got a reason to play and toy with him like he not less than trash. You done already pulled up on Shanks trying to run his fade pre-time skip off screen and got your arm cut off by Ben Beckman. So I feel like if you was to come back, hell yeah, they about to send the most garbage niggas they got at you, because they know you trash. But I will give Kid props for this. You gotta spin back on the nigga who cut your arm. It's only right. But honestly, he should be more concerned with Beckman, since he's the one who cut his shit, not Shanks. But I get it. He wants the clout of taking down the emperor. This nigga Captain Kidd is a clout demon. That's all he's here for, is to gain clout and get his resume higher, whether it's fraudulent stats or not. But we finally cut to Shanks and we see him chilling over here getting ready to board his ship. And this nigga is acting so nonchalant right now. He is not really giving a damn that this nigga Kid even pulled up. He over here talking about, man, these kids really grow up fast nowadays. And then he has the nerve to ask Yasopp if Kid's injuries are healed from Wano. This nigga Shanks wanted Kid to be 100% when he went out there and gave him belt. He didn't want no excuses for why he wasn't able to perform. But one of Shanks' crew members tosses him a list of intel on Captain Kidd, and Shanks starts reading it. And I know when Shanks was looking at this, all he saw on the list was disappointment, defeat, and Zero conquers hockey feats. Because all he says after looking at the paper is, man, he's been on quite the rampage. And when Shanks said that, he definitely meant a rampage of L's. We cut back to Captain Kidd and we see him talking to Killer, saying he doesn't care who they are and that they can all bring it on. And we see him start gathering a whole bunch of metal, getting ready to power his awakening up. When the gun finally charges up, we see Kid let that shit fly and he obliterates all of the ships and people in Shanks's grand fleet, causing them to sink into the ocean. And then he starts getting hype as hell, beating on his chest, saying the next shot is for that nigga Shanks. And I know this shit had the useless Captain Mid fans hype as hell, because after all the L's this nigga be taking, he finally does something and puts in a tad bit of work. I'm happy for y'all, trust me bro. My favorite character is Vegeta, so I'm used to him taking hella L's, so I know y'all boys probably felt so good when this shit happened. But gun to the back of your head, name me 5 Captain Kidd attacks. You cannot do it. But this slight W that Captain Kidd has is very short-lived, and to top it all off, it ain't even real. That was all Shanks' future sight that we just saw for the last 10 seconds. But once he sees that, he drops the nonchalant act real fucking quick and starts sprinting full speed toward KIDD's ship. And he tells Dorian Broggy to get ready and tells everybody to clear out of the way. And just peep how this nigga Ben Beckman pre-lights the joint before Shanks even takes off. He's already getting prepared to smoke that new useless mid-pack, so he gotta finish the joint he got right now. And then peep how hard he's smiling at Shanks when he finally does take off. That nigga Ben Beckman was sitting there like a proud father watching Shanks, knowing he about to go kill that fraud. We see KIDD about to let the shot off in real time, but that's when Shanks finally leaps off the ship, flying towards that nigga KIDD. And KIDD has the nerve to say, "You kept me waiting." But then this nigga immediately freezes up because he gets speed blitzed by Shanks. This nigga Shanks damn near speed blitzed this nigga KIDD like how Thrag did Thetis and ripped his shit off. Shanks speed blitzes this nigga and he cuts the gun clean in half, causing the attack to explode on KIDD and letting out a whole bunch of Conqueror's Hockey while doing it. And to make it 10 times worse, the named attack that this nigga Shanks used on KIDD was called Divine Departure. The only other person we seen in the entire series do this attack is the Pirate King himself, Gold D. Roger. And as if that's not already enough glaze, these niggas decided to add this griffin over his body as he's flying towards this nigga KIDD. Cause in the manga, he didn't do this shit. He just simply did a Divine Departure on this nigga. The anime be going out their way to glaze and upscale certain niggas in One Piece, bro. I swear to God. But after getting hit by Divine Departure and Shanks' Conqueror's Hockey, KIDD is on the ground trying not to go in and out of consciousness. And we see from his point of view, his eyes are steady closing and opening as Shanks is walking towards him. And it's funny as hell because this nigga Shanks made KIDD start having a whole flashback. This nigga is thinking about from before he even started running up these poneglyphs, talking to Killer, saying, "Yeah, bro, we finna be one of the best crews out here and all them old niggas not finna be able to stop us." But bro cuts back to reality just to realize and see that Killer got hit by Shanks' attack too. And you gotta give Killer props for this, because unlike all them other random ass niggas on KIDD crew, he actually jumped in to help his mans out. These other trash ass niggas did not do anything after they did all that talking in the beginning of the episode saying how they can't wait to be face to face with the Emperor and run that fade. But then when you finally get face to face with one, the first thing you could do is beg and plead for your life and for him not to kill you and your captain. That's some bitch made ass shit. But then what he does next might be even worse, because he sees that there's no reasoning with Shanks, so he decides to offer up all of their poneglyphs to this nigga. And remember how earlier in the episode this same fake demon was sitting here talking about how he's just excited, his hands are shaking with the thought of facing an emperor? Well, guess what? He's facing an emperor right now and his hands is shaking while he's offering up this nigga's poneglyphs. And in the context of One Piece, this is probably some of the most bitch made shit you can do, because you basically throwing your captain's whole dream away. It's only one character in the whole series who I could think who would do some bitch made shit like this. Usopp. But Shanks, being the oil farmer he is, doesn't say anything to these bum ass niggas and he hops off of their ship, jumping right back onto his own. But just as the KIDD pirates think it is finally all over, they spot Dorian Broggy on the shore of Elbaf getting ready to charge up an attack. And as they're charging up that attack, they tell the KIDD pirates, if you ever come into somebody's home pointing a gun at them, be prepared for them to shoot back. And then they let off an attack right at KIDD's ship, destroying and slicing that shit right in half. And then we see KIDD and everybody else in the remains of the ship sinking into the ocean, and that is the last we have seen of KIDD. And even us manga readers don't even know what has happened to KIDD. This chapter has came out like 3 years ago and he still has not returned. Me personally, I am hoping this nigga stays dead, because I really don't see a use for him. But this is One Piece at the end of the day. Y'all know how Oda gets. He doesn't really like killing off too many niggas, but me personally, I feel like you should just kill KIDD off, bruh. He ain't really finna be here for too much. But knowing Oda, he'll probably have him come back and do something. This was an amazing episode slash chapter. I was so hyped when these shits first came out, because I was so excited to hate watch that nigga Captain KIDD, bro. Y'all just don't understand. Any Captain KIDD fans, if you watching this video, comment down below how you enjoyed the video. How do you feel about Captain KIDD? Do you think he's ever gonna come back? This shit right here did irreparable damage to him and all of his fans, bro. Because after this moment, he is forever known as Useless Captain Mid. He doesn't get his real name game anymore. And as much as I enjoyed Useless Captain Mid getting shit on, it came with a price because all of the Shanks glazers was using this to their advantage to signify that their glaze was justifiable. Now I know Shanks is comp, but boy, some of the glaze y'all about to start seeing in this Elbaf arc, y'all finna know what I'm talking about, because it's about to start getting kind of nasty. Definitely expect hella Elbaf videos with this style of commentary, because this arc is about to be a banger when it comes to the fights. My manga readers, y'all already know what I'm talking about. But hey bro, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Also, side note, I would love a moment like this with Luffy and the crew. If somebody was about to wipe out Luffy's whole crew and he used Future Sight to see the shit and jump in and stop it like how Shanks did, that would be fire as hell in my opinion. Oda, you gotta do that one day for us, bro. But hey man, if you made it to the end of this video, like, comment, and subscribe. You a real ass nigga if you made it this far. Like always, if it's any other topics y'all want me to cover, whether it's more animes, movies, or shows, or just anything in general or gaming, I got that shit coming for y'all. I really want to start giving y'all boys like a guaranteed 3 videos a week, with 2 of them being like these breakdown commentary videos and 1 of them being my One Piece chapter reviews weekly when the chapters come out. So I'm gonna try to stay consistent and keep to that schedule. I love y'all boys. I've been cooking up some videos. The next video is either gonna be a Naruto video or I'm gonna be talking about the brand new horror movie that came out called Obsession. If y'all haven't, I ain't gonna lie, you should definitely go watch that. I'm not even a horror movie fan, but this movie was good as hell. Definitely expect a vid on this. Love y'all boys for clicking on the video and watching it and showing me some love. I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all boys on the next one. Have a nice day, and I'm out, bro. Peace.